Hello! After something of a break, quite a long break, here are my Forged in Battle mostly, some Black Hat, Gothic, Visigothic army. In the last one I was painting them, I didn't actually follow through very strictly with the way that I was painting them. They've come out a little bit more bright and a little bit more contrasty than I mostly paint my figures, but then these are a bit more early. These still belong to the late antiquity, really, rather than what people very loosely call the Dark Ages, I guess. These are Goths. It's a DBA army with a few extra elements or bases. It can obviously be used also for basic impulse when I finally get my head around those rules. Anyway, I quite enjoyed painting these. They're good figures. I do like the Forged in Battle figures. There wasn't quite sufficient variation available to quite do what I wanted without putting a few others in. So those probably gepids on the far right in the corner there now. As I say, Black Hat, and there's a few individual other figures, one Lurkio, I think, and a few others in the in among the infantry as well. They're very expressive figures, as I've said before. Let's try and get the focus working on this. It's appalling light this morning. It's a snowy Sunday, and I'm using my camera, my phone camera as usual, and the tripod is giving out, which doesn't help. Anyway, so here they are. I painted them all at once, as I said in an earlier video, but all in as it were, as one batch, which is unprecedented for me. I don't think I'll ever do it again. I like, really, my favourite painting is painting 28mm probably, and doing them more or less one figure at a time, maybe preparing several at once and then doing all the detail and interesting work on them completely individually. So that's very different to doing this, but 15mm I do find fun to paint. You can be looser. As I say, these are a bit more bright and, as they say, poppy. Usually I prefer greater realism and more subdued and more modulated and subtle colours, really. But for these, I think this works quite well. And there's a certain amount of black, as I said before, which is sort of a bit of a look of Roman, of Germanic rather, block printing from later on, which just, I think, stylistically is interesting in them. This is the general, who I think could be Alaric. I wish it would focus. There he is. And he's actually an earlier Germanic general who I just like the look of. Given him a shield. Painted his cloak purple so that he's got a sort of a Romanized element too, which of course they did have very strongly, the So there you go. So there's quite a bit of choice here in terms of army lists, a little bit of choice, and of which these would be the most significant probably. I can't remember exactly what the Gepids, I think. Quite tribal shield markings are put on them deliberately. Basic patterns. So there it is, the Goth army, and I've got another 15mm, which really is 15mm. These are really, I think, 18mm. And a bit disappointed actually, in that I ordered I've got actually several now that I intended to do next, and they're all a bit smaller and all a bit less stylistically energetic. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I am painting some 28mm. I intend to do some videos that are of other things that I've been working on while recovering, and some thoughts about painting as well, again with some relationship to fine art practice. Yeah, so that's how I see things coming in the future. Hope this has been interesting. It's a bit of a ramble, but it's just a look at a new 15mm Gothic army, which is nice to have to fight one's Romans. So please like and subscribe if you will. Thanks a lot for watching, and everyone that was supportive while I was away. Cheers.